Thanks for joining us today. I'm Cody Holyoke. It's time we had a conversation about a war on the other side of the world, greatly affecting communities here at home. 3 weeks ago, terrorists invaded Israel, murdered innocent men, women, and children. A group that for years openly sought the country's obliteration made a statement. And Israel declared war in return, killing thousands of people in airstrikes on Gaza in an effort to crush Hamas militants.
Americans are grieving with you. They really are. We have to also bear in mind that Hamas does not represent all the Palestinian people, and it has brought them only suffering.
The war is the latest bloody chapter in a complex history going back generations. All of this you know. What you might not know is the impact this fighting is having on this side of the globe. The angst, the hurt, the fear, the uncertainty of what happens next. The FBI has seen a surge in threats and violence against Jewish and Muslim people and institutions here in the U.S. since the attacks on Israel. Like the murder of 6-year-old Wadea Al-Fayumi, investigators say the boy's landlord stabbed him and attacked his mother at their Illinois home because they're Muslim.
He loved soccer, he loved basketball, and he paid the price for the atmosphere of hate.
Cities across the U.S. are ramping up security at Jewish and Muslim houses of worship in response to this public safety threat. And leaders say they're concerned about similar types of lone wolf attacks. Those concerns are taking hold here at home, too. We have seen a number of vigils and protests in the metro from members of the Jewish community rallying for unity and support, and from Palestinian Americans and allies denouncing the further loss of life overseas. This is a difficult issue, and large parts of our community are hurting. So it really warrants a conversation to help all of us understand what our neighbors and friends are going through. Here to help us get to the heart of the matter, please welcome Alan Edelman, chair of the Greater Kansas City Interfaith Council, and Maha Oda, a Palestinian American who grew up here in KC and organizer with Al Hadaf. Thank you both for being here. These are personal, these are difficult times. Alan, you're deeply involved in the Jewish community. So much has happened in these past 3 weeks. What are you telling your friends and your family right now?
Well, as you said, it's a difficult time. On October 7th, on the Jewish holiday, we woke up to the horrific details of what we found out later to be 1,300 people murdered, innocent people, many taken hostage, and so many people in our community have friends in Israel, relatives in Israel, connections to Israel. As always, when these things happen, we rally around to support Israel.
Maha, you have family in Gaza. You were just there over the summer. Have you finally been able to speak to any of your family members?
I was just able to get in contact with my aunt last night for the first time in many days, and the first thing that she asked was to forgive her for not being able to talk because she doesn't have internet, and also make me promise to help take care of her kids and not forget my cousins if she doesn't make it out of this alive. And Wednesday, I was told that 21 members of my family were killed in an Israeli airstrike. The loss of my family and the 5,000 plus other innocent Gazan civilians, it's devastating.
I'm so sorry. The innocent loss of life, I think, is the issue so many people are grappling with here at home, because no one wants to see innocent people killed.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And unfortunately, this is at least 100 years war, some would say longer, and the conflict has been going on. And we've come close to peace a couple times, but it's eluded us, and this cycle of violence just continues with so many innocent people caught in the middle and killed.
We mentioned the FBI putting out this warning about anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. Do you feel that is a very real threat for you right now here at home?
Absolutely. I'm scared to go into my office. I'm scared for my little brother, who's visibly Palestinian and Muslim. I'm scared for my mother to go grocery shopping. Our community is scared not only for themselves, but for their families, for their well-being. It's an endless cycle of violence, like you said, over 100 years. And our political leaders do not care about the innocent people there who are being targeted and harmed, and they don't care about the innocent people here being targeted and harmed.
I mean, anti-Semitism, you know, even before the conflict, really starting with Charlottesville, and a lot of people feeling empowered and allowed to get away with increased attacks on Jewish synagogues and schools and Jewish community centers, and a lot on social media. I spoke to a church, and they called to have security, and the chief of police of Westwood was there and introduced himself to me and said, I'm here for you. And you know, when we're in a situation where you can't even go to a church and speak about the situation without having security, it's a sad state of affairs.
It really is. I mean, you are our friends, you are our neighbors. How do we help you? Because I think many people who don't have a direct connection to this grapple with that, or the right way to help to be an ally.
I think, well, one, you have to put it in perspective of how does this impact you beyond just this humanitarian need of wanting peace and humanity and dignity and liberation for everyone. And so you think about all of the things that you're being denied because it's American tax dollars that are funding this occupation and genocide. And so you call your representative and you stand against that.
We just have to, again, work at educating people. How did we get to this point? And more importantly, what can we do, you know, to be resolved? People who've been critical of Israel don't seem to understand, again, that Hamas's covenant and charter are to obliterate the Jewish state and murder every Jew in the world. So when you understand that, you see the context of it. And that's what's important, you know, to educate people about the context. And again, the bottom line is we have to improve the life of the Palestinian people. Every time there's been a conflict, more refugees, more difficult situations, there is a solution, and we have to continue working for that solution. And I know many people in Israel and Palestine who are working toward that solution, and we have to bolster them up.
It's really important to just not be desensitized by the violence. We cannot just continue to say this is the norm, this is how we will continue. It's not fair to people. It's human rights. It's a humanitarian crisis.
Well, thank you for keeping it top of mind, for sure. Maha Oda, Alan Edelman, thank you so much. There are other ways that you can help as this new war continues. Doctors Without Borders is an independent organization helping provide medical care to civilians in both Israel and Palestine. You can donate online at doctorswithoutborders.org. And Save the Children is another group working on the ground to protect kids in Israel and Gaza. This is a global leader in child-focused humanitarian response. You can donate at savethechildren.org.